So they have kind of all this thing. I'm sure they had them all back there at the same time.
Yeah. Do you want to hit an intro first?
Yeah. What's up, you guys? We are back with Mind, Money, Muscle podcast with myself, Marcel, and Derek. It took me a second to say
podcast, bro.
I've been messing up the abbreviations. The three mind.
man.
I was saying money, muscle, mind. I mix it up sometimes, but you get the idea. It's the three. I got the correct ones. But today it's just us, you guys. We're just going to talk about some kind of current events. We have some questions. We're going to talk about running a coaching business / training business. All of us have kind of been doing it the last couple of years for an income as well. And then we'll go over, I think we got a few rate your physiques, which I had a couple of my clients ask me to do it too. So I guess I can throw
Nice.
it as well. So
yeah, there's some questions that there's a few people that ask questions like 3 times in a row that asked for questions and I didn't answer them once. So I'm going to make sure we get those today because we're not doing it on purpose, guys. We go with the flow.
yeah, and we sometimes carry off on one subject too long, and then we realize it took more on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
So
guys,
real quick, Luis, update on your leg. How's everything? Good? Getting better?
That's so funny. I was literally about to ask you guys to do that part of it. But yeah, dude, I've gotten a couple of leg sessions in. Dom's been helping me with a couple of just like mobility stuff, making sure everything's looking correct. Legs bouncing back very quickly. I want to say it's probably like 80% what it was already before. The only thing I kind of struggle with is the extensions still. There's kind of like a disconnect on like the feeling of my quad actually pulling it up, which when I've talked to a few people actually on social media, like Ron from the Think Big Bodybuilding podcast, I actually reached out to him on IG. Yeah, Brown Partlow.
Yeah.
And he was telling me that for him, that took him about a year to be able to get the extensions to a point where he felt like it was normal again. He said that for some reason is that one disconnect. Obviously, that's the quad tendon. So, yeah, dude, everything good.
Good. Derek, what's up with you? You got the Arnold coming up. You got some pro cards coming up today.
Yeah, we got first show of the season for me as a coach coming up here in 6 days. I've got a guy in the NPC over in Vegas competing. He's in the 55 and up. I think he's 55 and up. I don't think he's 60 yet. He's competing out in Vegas. He looks really good. He's doing classic bodybuilding. And then I've got 3 competitors this weekend. All 3 are going to a natural OCB show. I've got one guy who's going into novice, his like debut classic physique. His first time competing. We're just doing this as a warm up. He's gonna look decent at this one, but we're gonna do another show in June. He's gonna come in like super shredded. So we just kind of wanted to do like a warm up show, get him out there, check it out. And then I've got another competitor. I picked him up at 3 weeks out from this show, and he's just peeled out of his mind. And we're going for the open class, aiming for a pro card. And then I have a bikini competitor, and we're going for a pro card with her too because she just looks incredible. Everybody looks really, really solid. So, and then 2 weeks after that, we're gonna go head off to the Arnold, and then it's show after show after show after show. So
yeah, it seems like we're finally past that slow season almost.
We are kicking off the competitive season.
Oh yeah, good stuff.
And you, brother, obviously saw you had a fighter yesterday that you helped out.
Yeah. This is like my new hobby is like doing weight cuts for people, for like fighters, jiu-jitsu fighters, regular fighters.
They not be an asshole, but a lot of them don't do it the right way, like ever.
None of them do it the right way. So yesterday, it's funny because everybody like ask my guy, or like, how are you so strong? These guys were it was a 3 p.m. weigh-in, right? So all these guys are fucking not drinking, not eating all fucking day, and then they have to get on the mat and try not to get choked the fuck out.
Yeah.
How do you do that when you're so depleted? You didn't eat, you didn't drink. The 3 days, 4 days leading up
for
to
hours.
it. Yeah. And he was just sitting there. Tony, he won. He submitted everybody. The first 3 matches were like under a minute. He just choked people out. He was like, bro, I feel incredible. We had him about 2.5, 3 pounds under the week leading up. So we fed up into the fight the whole time, fully hydrated, fully fed. When he stepped on scale, made weight, killed it, first place, gold medal, good stuff.
Awesome.
And we just got another guy today that started it. Starting another weight cut. He's doing more. So, they fucking do it wrong. I don't know how an industry that big still have not figured out how to just properly weight cut. It's not even a weight cut, right? Because they do a fight camp leading up to the tournament. So right off the bat, you're doing 6-7 weeks of a camp to get ready for your tournament or your fight or whatnot. Why not implement proper nutrition and a proper training schedule with weights and with resistance training and put that all together so by time week of your fight, you're fucking chilling, you're on weight, you're fully fed, fully hydrated, and you're good to go. Like I just doesn't click why people don't
It,
do that. So that's the new space I'm trying to stick myself into.
no, dude, it's awesome. I actually, funny enough, I've had conversations with the owner of Art of Recovery. His name is Sean,
Yeah.
and he's a Muay Thai fighter guy, does all that.
Mm-hmm.
He happens to be in the same facility and gym that Sugar Sean is. And I brought
Yep.
it up to him because I've heard him talk about
Yeah.
how they make weight. And I'm like, dude, have you ever got an opportunity to talk to them? Like, they need help. Like, I will do it for free. Like, just to get the
Yeah.
opportunity to work with, like, Sugar Sean, you know?
Yeah.
It hasn't happened, but I was like, dude, I think they are doing it, obviously, in a way where, again, they're not peak performance. They're not hydrated.
Yeah.
A lot of them are doing these crazy water cuts. It's how you're supposed to fight and be a tip-top shape. So,
It's funny. I'll show. I could show you guys what he looked like, dude. He looked like fucking Terminator too. He was like shredded,
yeah,
just
dude, let me see.
shredded,
Pull them up. Pull them up. Let's see.
healed, ready to go. I'll
Especially for
pull
a
him.
fighter, that's even more impressive to look like that and still be able to fight.
Yeah, like his freaking abs look like they were fucking photoshopped onto him. Let's see. I'll get on a story here. Yeah, but yeah, it's a fun little niche that I'm fucking really enjoying, and my daughter does MMA and shit like that, so it's like it's perfect. And I'm
How'd
super
you meet him? How'd you meet this guy
Tony.
online?
I
Yeah.
met Tony. He trained my dogs, dude. He's a
Oh,
dog
okay.
trainer. Yeah, he
And
trained my
just one day
dogs.
asked you about nutrition, or you guys kind of started talking about
Yeah,
it. Yeah.
basically we started trading services, and
Okay.
then he got super into jujitsu. Um, and then look at does this dude look like he has? You guys see this? Look, his abs
Damn.
look like it's photoshopped onto him.
Yeah. Even from that small little, yeah, I can see.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
So
awesome, dude.
anyway, he killed it. So that was fun. It was different, fun. I enjoyed it. So yeah,
Heck yeah, bro. Well, it's you want to go into the whole, just straight into the coaching business aspect of how we've each done it, what we found successful. Obviously, we've all done it different ways. Let's go start off with Derek.
yeah.
Oh, okay. What are we starting with?
Just like, what do you do with get new clients? What's something you do to implement, like to keep, to get referrals, whatever? I guess just to grow your business first with that.
Are we talking like higher level, or are we talking like somebody who wants to? Because what I do is significantly different from what somebody who's just starting off should do versus
Mm-hmm.
like somebody like mid level. I feel like there's definitely levels to it because like
Yeah.
I can send out a couple messages and sign up like 10 to 15 clients today or tomorrow if I wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
But so would you? Is this advice for somebody looking to get into coaching or somebody?
Yeah, I guess it's someone that gets into it. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Somebody wants to build their new coaching business.
Okay, so let's say, all right, let's title this. So you want to start coaching. So you want to start being a bodybuilding coach, right? Like a personal trainer, like online coach, right? We're referring to online coaching.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, gotcha. First thing, you should be in shape. I mean, you don't have to be in amazing shape, but if you can be in like moderately decent shape, or to the point where it's like you have some sort of muscle mass where you kind of like look like you know what you're doing. I mean, you don't have to be like a crazy giant bodybuilder. You don't have to compete. I mean, but at the end of the day, it's like
You're like your
you
own
have to
walking
be able
billboard.
to. Yeah, I mean, when I'm like yoked out of my mind and I look incredible, I sign up more clients way more easily because my social media gets more traction, I get more views, and I'm able to interact with more people. But for somebody just starting out, like just make sure you're in good shape. And if you're still watching this, like this is step one. And if you're still paying attention, then step two is you need to start gearing yourself up to get a couple clients and start working with them for free. I would go find 5 people. In fact, I would find 5 people who are overweight and need to lose at least like 40 to 50 pounds, like somebody that's going to be able to easily lose 10 pounds in like 60 to 90 days.
Mm-hmm.
I would start by taking on 5 clients, and then I would just kind of implement for them what you've learned for yourself in terms of your nutrition and training and cardio and supplements. So I would start them off and, let them know, like, hey, like I'm a brand new coach. I'm just doing this in order to get some experience. And I would work with them for free for 90 days, put it in an agreement in writing if you want, but just give them 90 days of free coaching. And then after those 90 days, you should have some pretty good transformations if you are coaching them correctly. So if you're good at this, they'll have lost weight and put on a little bit of muscle, and they'll be feeling great. They'll have better digestion, less bloating, and they'll be, singing your praises by that point. So after the 90 days, you should have some really good before and after pictures of these clients, and you should be able to post them, tag these people, and then get them to start sending you referrals. At that point, you could tell them, hey, you're gonna pay me $100 a month or $200 a month, and we're gonna go on a month-to-month basis if you want to continue. Or you can send me a client who signs up every month, and I can take them on for $100. So if you send me, 5 clients that sign up for $100 each, you get 5 free months of coaching. And then you just continuously build your base and expand it like that. So if somebody comes to you, say, hey, every client you send me, I'm going to give you 1 month for free. Pretty soon you're going to have like 20 to 25 people, and they're either going to be sending more or they're going to be paying you $100. Might be kind of shitty for like the first 4 to 6 months afterwards, because you're going to be doing a lot of work for free, but you're building up your portfolio. Like a photographer has to go and take free pictures. A videographer has to go and take free videos. Like somebody who starts their own business, you have to start for either free or working for somebody else. So you essentially build up your portfolio, and then you can display that on your social media, and then use that to get, messages and stuff from people who want to work with you. And yeah, that's where I would start. Just take on some free clients. Just prove that you can do it before you market it, right? So I come to your business and I'm like, hey, I want to be, I'm looking for a coach. And I ask you, like, hey, do you have any transformations you can show me? Can you prove to me that you know what you're doing? You don't have anything, but if you go to for example, if you go to my website, noble-nutrition.com, there's 100 plus pictures on there, just obnoxious amount of transformations that you would literally have to sit there and scroll.
Yep.
Let me show you what my website looks like.
And then I'll show you what my website looks like too, so you guys can compare.
Yeah.
I can
share
give a
my
few
screen,
examples.
right? Oh, let's go. All right. So you see the screen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So there's a little video of me, whatever. Don't worry about creating a website. Not super important, but I have video testimonials up here. And then when you scroll down, it's just picture after picture after picture after picture. It's an obnoxious amount of pictures. At this point, you're like, okay, dude, this is overkill. No, it goes and goes and goes. So at the end of the day, that's your portfolio. If you're like, why should I work with this dude? Because I've done this hundreds of times. I can do this for these guys. I can do this for you. So that's, Marcel, you want to pull up your website to compare?
Yeah. Yeah, video testimonials are super freaking cool with just for the simple aspect of getting people to talk about their different how do we say it? Their different experiences, right? Because each person's a little bit different, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, same thing here, success stories, and you just swipe through them, and same idea. Because by the time somebody gets through half there, they're like, oh shit, these, you know what I mean? This guy know what he's doing.
Yep.
He's worked with all sorts of people. So my tip would be make sure you guys have make sure you guys have a different type of person, different types of people, not just one type of, not just all males, not just all females, not just all lifestyle people, not just all competitors, because unless that's something that you want to solely focus on, right?
Yeah.
If you want to just solely focus on competitors, okay, then solely have competitor pictures. But make sure you guys have all types of people, because somebody's looking at somebody's like, that I was that guy, or I am that guy. I am that guy right now, and I want to. He did it. I can do it. I'm that guy right now. You know what I mean? So the more variety of people that you work with is definitely beneficial, and also just learning different body types is immensely beneficial for you as a coach. So the more different types of shapes and ethnicities and lifestyles and backgrounds, the more you work with people, the more you'll be able to put together the right program for each particular person. So make sure you do variety if you're a new person. Don't just stick to one thing, because you got to figure out what you're really good at anyway. Once you figure out what you're really good at, you can kind of start veering towards that niche. That's, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Or it just happens naturally. All of a sudden you're like, I have like 90 female clients and 10 males. Well, I'm just a female coach. I guess I'm good at it. Let's rock with it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess, I mean, if you pick up one certain type of clientele, you understand you're going to limit yourself. Obviously, you want to coach just competitors, just men, just women. So I agree that it should be better off just trying to coach anybody. For me, when I started my coaching business, I was already a trainer for about 5 to 6 years. So I luckily had a lot of kind of referrals when it comes to that aspect. So people were reaching out to me from there. And then I have a lot of long tenured clients. Clients have been with me 4, 5, 6 years. And then from them, a lot of their people, they've referred a lot of people to me. And then I tend to offer, like, a discounted month, kind of like Derek was talking about earlier, for people that they refer. So it incentivizes them. And then I know I prior to my injury, I was very good at always kind of doing posings and team workouts. I always kind of kept this little tight knit group. If you're a coaching business, you want to focus locally, which is kind of what I put my focus on locally. That's what I like to do, but obviously you can't do that with everybody. So
yeah. Yeah. And then actually cool thing is that we're actually talking about this because I just took a leap with one of the people that Derek referred me to, or one of the companies that Derek referred me to. I just signed their contract yesterday. So, I'll keep you guys updated on how that goes. I guess it's a marketing company that, Derek provided me with to try and generate clientele. So I'll be upfront about it, how it's going. They're going to be working on getting me more fighters and more, clientele that, we think we should target. So we'll see how that goes. I've never done I did do that once, but with a very terrible company, and I got burnt and just spent a whole bunch of money and got nothing out of it. But you gotta try. If you wanna grow, you're gonna have to try doing different things, because who knows, you might strike gold. So
That's fair.
yeah, we'll see how that goes.
at the end of the day, it's a numbers game, right? So the more people we can get in front of, the more people we can reach. It's going to be so having a website, having a social media platform, having a YouTube page, having a gym that you train out of, looking good. These are all different than avenues that can bring you clientele.
Yeah, and at a certain point, like I'm at a point where I'm busy enough where I just want to coach. I don't want to have to do the sales stuff and the marketing stuff. Like, I know how important that is if you want to push your business over the hump, but I don't want to fucking do it. It sounds stupid, but I don't want to do it. I want to be a coach. I want to coach people. I want to focus on coaching, not focus on collecting payments, because if that makes sense.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
I
You
just
have a
want to coach,
passion for the
not collect
coaching part.
payments. Yeah, that's what I want to do. So that's the step
Well,
I
that's
have to
like
take.
Derek suggested hiring somebody to do that for
Exactly.
you. That's what he has, is people doing the shit he doesn't want to do. So.
Yeah, of course.
Well, how do you
Well,
guys
that's
feel
it.
about the whole coaching? Like, say these people that you see, they do one show, they start offering coaching for competitions. Obviously, that's a very sensitive subject, because I think it's obviously something that should be taken a little more serious. I don't think necessarily it's horrible or wrong, but it's like, you gotta understand you're getting into more I guess serious side of it.
I got a few opinions on that. One of them is like I think I've said this before on here. I will never knock anybody's hustle. So if anybody's out there trying to make money, they all have to start somewhere. So I'm never gonna hate on somebody trying to make money, right? What I am gonna hate on is on somebody that is making it seem like they know a lot more than they actually do in order to lure a competitor in, because that's just selfish. You know how hard it is to get on stage and how much money, time, effort, and investment goes into getting on stage. And if you can't provide them with an optimal path to stage, or get them stage ready, or you don't know what you're fully doing and you're not honest with them about it, where you're like, I think I know what I'm doing, but I'm figuring this out as I go, then that's a little fucked up and selfish, in a way of like, you're trying to make a few pennies to get somebody on stage, and it's just like, me as a competitor, that just doesn't sit well with me. because I think if you take somebody on for a prep, you should be confident in what you're doing, because it takes so much out of somebody and time, effort, and money. And why would you waste that for somebody? That's selfish. Unless you're open with them and you say, "Hey, I'm figuring this out. You're getting discounted coaching. Um, I've done this before, but I'm just, that's fine with me at that point." Um, and then after somebody does a show and you want to start messing with lifestyle clients, sure, you have to start somewhere, right? Like, you got to start somewhere. So I'm not going to knock anybody's hustle on that point. Like, I was there at one point, you know what I mean? It definitely wasn't after one show, but I was there at one point where I was starting the coaching business. And then it's just the problem is um, the experience aspect, I guess. There's not a lot of experience there. And in order for you to be a good coach, you need to have a lot of experience, but you also have to build that experience somehow. So as long as somebody's honest and they're not charging $300-400 a month and they just start coaching, then yeah, I mean, you gotta start somewhere, man. Just make sure you really become a student of your craft. So try to understand the processes, get better, constantly research, and take your time with it. Be meticulous with it. That's the way. That's the only way you're gonna learn and really know. Um, Start learning the ins and outs of coaching. Is apply yourself. Don't just take the money, give somebody a diet, give them a high five, and ask them for their weight. Like, be meticulous about it. Be a little bit more meticulous than maybe an experienced coach would be, just so you could learn. If that makes sense.
Dirk?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you got to start somewhere. I started with just this. I had competed, I think, 3 times, and I wasn't like awesome at it, but like my first show, I won my class. My second show, I won like 2 out of the 4 classes. My third show, I was like, eh. So like nothing crazy, but I had a little bit of experience. I kind of knew what I was doing. I was smart enough to kind of know how to do it. I took this kid that was training in my gym. He's a 14-year-old kid, wanted to compete. So when he was like 15 or 16, we got him on stage. He won his class. He did teen men's physique. He's actually still one of my clients. He's been with me for it's my first client ever, and he's literally still with me. He's like 21 or 22 now. So
That's awesome.
he is the
Yeah.
core man. He's like my little brother. So he's a very, 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 very close friend of mine. But I was just like, hey, dude, I was like, I don't really know what I'm doing, but I'll do this for free. And I'll do exactly what I did with my last coach, and we'll do it for you. And so I gave him the exact same diet and I gave him everything. But I was like, he's like 35 pounds lighter. So I'm going to do a little bit less food, and I'm going to do, I don't really like how I looked with this. And I think that I could have changed this. So
Sorry.
some background music today.
My phone is stuck. I was trying to pull up questions, but my phone is stuck. See?
A copyright strike, bro.
See? Like, I can't even do anything.
I would mute it, bro. We're going to get a copyright strike.
Here, I turned down the volume.
And say, like, YouTube picks that music up, buddy. That's it.
Yeah. My bad. Sorry. Continue. My fault.
Yeah. So then after that, didn't really coach competitors for a while. And then one of my ex clients came to me. He was just this dude working out in the gym, and actually was one of my buddies. And he was like, "Hey, this dude needs a coach. He's like 3 weeks out." And I looked at him and I was like, "This dude looks like trash." So I picked him up and I was like, "All right, man. Like, you need to lose a ton of weight." So, kind of adjusted a little bit of the gear he was on. Didn't do anything crazy. And I was like, "Hey, this is called Clen. Take this." And then I was like, "These are called carbs. Don't eat these." And I was like, "You see that? Those are stairs. The rest of your life, like the rest of the next 3 weeks, bro, you need to be on those stairs." So the rest of his prep, he lost like 25 pounds, and he actually came in second out of 8 people. Second place in NPC shows.
He was that out of shape though. 25
He was
pounds.
that out of shape. Yeah, he was just doing this without a coach, and he stuck with me for a while. We went on to win some solid placings in the next few shows. I actually built him up quite a little bit of a career.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And then at that point, I was like, okay, like I can kind of do this. So then I was like, all right, I've gotten a first place and I've gotten a second place. I think that I kind of have a grip on this. So then I took like Dave Palumbo's class, and I bought like the Lane Norton masterclass book on like contest prep, and I started doing like research on this stuff, and I went on to Reddit, like our steroids and our bodybuilding, and I just started diving into it. But it wasn't until I did my show in 2020 working with Cuban that I came in just disgustingly peeled. And I remember writing down every single step of that prep. Every day I would take notes on everything that I did. And I was like, I'm going to do this perfectly, and this is going to be the new template for how I do it.
Yeah.
I still work off a template that I've kind of adjusted. I worked with somebody who had Chris Aceto's prep protocol, and then you have Cuban's prep protocol. And there was like another top level coach I worked with, and I kind of took all three protocols and I just kind of blended it into something that's like my own style of coaching.
Yeah.
So that essentially today, my guys always come in a little bit drier, not as full, but they always come in razor sharp. But basically my point is like start and either work with somebody, do it yourself, learn how to do it. And then anybody that you want to contest prep, just tell them straight up, hey, never done this before. I've only done it for myself. You want to give it a shot, I'll coach you for free. Because you should not be charging for your services until you have experience enough.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yep. Started very similar, like you guys obviously first started doing a couple of shows. I think I did 2 classic shows before I even picked up a client. And the first client I picked up was a kid who reached out to me on social media telling me that his coach dropped, or he couldn't find his coach or reach out to him anymore, like when he was 6 weeks out. This was my client Jaime that Derek knows. And I coached him for free for his first year. And I also kept him natural because that's the one part that I didn't feel comfortable with just yet. I just had people telling me what to do, but I didn't really learn that side of the field yet. And then when I started working with Jeff Long, and then I took a course that AJ Sims was offering back in like 2019. It was like a internship thing. I forget what we called it. But it was like a 6-week thing. Learned from him, learned a lot when it comes to the performance enhancement side. And that's what made me feel a little comfortable. And then that's when I started kind of putting it out there, offering coaching for prep. But I already had been coaching a few people that were clients of mine that, again, that I used to like train on that aspect.
Solid. So basically, in a nutshell, if you really break this down, you got to get your mind right. So you got to be smart. You got to know what you're doing, right? You got to have the muscle because you got to be your own poster, right?
Yeah.
Right. And then you got to get some money to invest into your business, whether that's a website, logo, apparel,
social
software,
media,
social
paying for
media,
advertisement,
just a little bit.
Yeah,
it doesn't take a lot. Doesn't take a lot, but a little bit, just like every business. Sorry, I got my waiter filling up my coffee. That's what happens when you own a super successful coaching business and you're rich as fuck.
Where the fuck is my waiter? I should have my shit hand delivered on a golden platter then.
By the way, if you guys ever get a chance to try this in your black coffee, salted caramel skinny syrup sounds stupid, but it's the most fire thing that's ever happened to me in a long time.
I just throw real
I know
sugar
my
in
life
it,
is
too.
lame. Yeah, I know my life is lame if I'm excited about a syrup like that, but you guys can all go fuck yourselves if you're judging.
I literally had Dunkin' coffee and 2 donuts on the way to church this morning.
Bro, I look at a Dunkin' coffee and 2 donuts and I'm immediately up 3% body fat.
I mean, I guess it's the kind of blessing and a curse, right? When it's the other way around, too. All the amount of food
I think I figured out why, though.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, walk around with 66 test levels.
Oh, yeah.
That's why you're drinking coffee with salted caramel frou-frou-ass syrup in there. You got your little pink curl straw. You got your
here's the crazy part. Here's the crazy part, right? So this is a lesson. This is a fucking lesson to everybody. Even the most legit underground source lab can fuck you when it comes to gear.
Oh, so you're on.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't read all the in between messages. I was
on a TRT dose. I was on 225 milligrams or so, I thought.
I thought you'd been off. Oh, shit.
I thought you were off too. That's why I'm like, have you ever heard of like this stuff called testosterone?
No, I would never do that to myself like that. You know what I mean?
Well, I thought you PCT'd and then got off. So I thought you were waiting for levels.
No, I'm at a point where I
You can't.
cruise. Like I come
Okay,
back
yeah.
down to a TRT dose. I keep myself within the normal range, 6 to 800 or whatnot, for my off period. But
Damn,
it's
wow, yeah.
funny because, I started feeling a little bit weird. I had started having trouble sleeping. I started breaking out. I never break out ever, but I started breaking out. And then all of a sudden, I'm having trouble sleeping. I'm a little bit more anxious. You know what I mean? My appetite was kind of weird. And then like 2 weeks ago, Chris is like, "Oh, how are you feeling?" I'm like, "My pressing has kind of just stalled. It's fine, but it just doesn't feel the same like it used to." Yeah. Well, long story short, yeah, that
That's
vial
so
hit the
wild,
garbage
bro.
real quick. Yeah.
Yeah, shit. So I mean,
Bright side though.
if you need a new,
Bright side though.
yeah, hit me up.
Bright side though. No, it's fine. I mean, it
Oh,
was just it must have been something was off. I can't really pinpoint what it was. Um, yeah, but I don't know. Fucking weird, right? And then yeah, and then lesson not lesson learned, but like it's just it made sense. When I saw that it made sense to me, and I'm like, huh, maybe I should have done blood work earlier. I guess I don't know. But the bright side is my lipid panel was perfect. You know what I mean? Hey, bright side, at least I was fully off.
It's the
I
little
was like, being
wins, right?
natural, I would hope so.
Yeah. So anyway, problem fixed. On to the next thing. Questions, huh?
Yeah, you got a few, you said?
Questions? Or we got anything else to add on the coaching business side?
Uh, I mean, no, I think like we said, just summarize it. Either have experience, either learn from a textbook before you even decide to take anybody on, and then maybe first offer it free, get a little more experience that way, and then as you start to dabble more, then you can maybe try to pick a certain type of
Yeah.
clientele that you really want to work with. That's about it. So,
Yeah, I forgot to add on this. So sometimes when you are starting your business, right? Uh, I figured out towards the end, unfortunately, when I was starting my business instead of towards the beginning. What you can do is you ask somebody, "Hey, what's your goal?" And they say, "Oh, I want to lose 20 pounds," right? The thing is that sometimes people don't stay as um, committed to a program if it's free because they're like, whatever, I have nothing invested in this. So if I fuck off, I fuck off. Who cares, right? So I would say, okay, your goal is 20 pounds. Okay, you're going to give me a $200 retainer that I'll give back to you when you reach that goal. Why? Because that person is going to be more committed to your program, even though you're coaching them for free, but they're committed. They have some sort of a commitment. They're like, if I fuck off, I'm going to lose my $200. Rather than you'll get a transformation as a coach, and they get their money back. Everybody's happy, and you have some sort of a commitment. Because what I found there towards the beginning, I found it hard to find somebody that like was really serious. They're like, yeah, I'll do it, I'll do it, and then fucking 10 days later, they're fucking MIA eating donuts, and you're like, what the fuck, man?
well, honestly, that's why also for me, when I think about the free aspect, I would only do that maybe with a competitor. I don't think even if I'm a new coach, I'm certified. I'm charging people if it's a lifestyle client right out the gate. Like I'd hope you know how to count calories, how to make it a deficit at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Like that's what it comes down to when you're coaching lifestyle people. Yeah, there's other things that get involved sometimes because of lifestyle or like genetics,
Yeah,
hereditary. But I don't know. I think for me, like I said, the free thing, I was more thinking a competitor. If it's
yeah.
you have prepped people for a show,
No, I
they're
think
gonna
for I think for anybody, yeah, if you
mm,
want to get transformations to show to other people to build up your clientele or your portfolio, yeah, like even for a lifestyle, that's what I did. Coach people for free.
I've
But
coached.
getting somebody committed when coaching for free is fucking hard.
Yeah, they gotta. I mean, the first couple that I had came to me and were like pretty desperate.
Yeah,
Um, I mean, you're gonna learn real quick that like sometimes even 100 or $200 a month, people just don't care. I've got like 10 clients on my roster for $200, and the most communication we have is maybe like once every couple of months. How you doing? Good, thanks. Let me know if you need anything. Sounds good, bro.
cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
That's like 90% of my clients.
Pride Workouts, the app works. I'm there on retainer if they need me, I guess, and no complaints.
Yeah.
But then on the other hand, you're going to have clients where it's like they're a handful.
So I had a client. This is fairly recent, fairly fucking recent, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna go into it. I don't care. So this is fairly recent. This guy has been getting coached by me for a year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Very out of shape, right?
Still,
And all this, like, we're talking like 300 pounds, right? Just out of shape, unhealthy. And he's training and he's this, and every week he has some sort of a small excuse, but his weight is trickling down, trickling down, trickling down, trickling down. And then finally I'm like, his physical changes and his weight totally stopped making sense to me. Totally. So what I did is I tested my own client. I 1 week gave him a whole shit ton of food. Nothing changed. He lost his 2 pounds that he usually does for the past like 6 months, right? 2 pounds in a week. And I added all this food. I'm like, Next week, I literally basically zero carb the dude. Guess what? Still checks in with almost perfect 2 pound weight loss again this week. So I take his pictures and I start comparing them closely. So technically, he's basically lost 80 pounds, right? But he looks like he maybe lost 3. So I go, hey, take a video with you stepping on the scale for me. Guess what I got? Never spoke to me again.
Was he paying monthly?
He was paying monthly.
I would have just let him run, bro. I would have just let him run.
But I was just testing my theory where, not testing what, no, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to be an asshole. I'm going to sound like an asshole. I was testing a theory because I got frustrated with somebody fucking with me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm like, you had 2 fucking whirlwind opposites of programs in 2 weeks and nothing changes, nothing happens. And I'm like, I'm going back and looking at this fucking every single week. And I had him, on my Facebook and stuff like that. So I would see that he would go out, whatever. So I'm like, whatever, I don't care. Like, if he's cool with the rate that he's changing at, let it be. And then I'm like, hey, this doesn't make sense. Get a new scale. You got a new scale. It's basically the same. I'm like, take a video with you stepping on the scale. That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
So,
Just try to keep
long
it.
story short is some people just, I don't know. I maybe they don't want to keep going backwards and they just need somebody to check in with.
I mean,
I don't know, but that was an
that's a very,
interesting
very
client
unique
story.
scenario. I don't
Yeah.
really know where to really point that at. I would have eventually got fed up too. If I haven't worked with somebody that long, or maybe I fed up, I probably would have just stopped even like updating him and shit. I don't know. If he wants to keep paying me, cool. But obviously he's not doing shit. Like
Yeah,
I'd
but
be like, keep
at a
going,
certain
keep going,
point,
keep going. Like you lost 2 pounds, keep
yeah.
going, keep going. We're good. Keep it going.
Yeah, but at a certain point, like at a certain point, I'm like, I would see his check-in pop up, and it's one of those where you're like, I don't even want to open it because I know what I'm going to be dealing with. You know what I mean? So to me, that's not worth it. So I was like, at first, I genuinely thought that something is off somewhere, somehow. Okay. I'm like, there's a misconnect somewhere here. Maybe he's not understanding something, let's diagnose this. No, he just proved it to me that I was right. And he was fucking BSing for no reason and kept paying for the service to just simply BS, which was fucking mind blowing to me.
I would have wiped my tears with $100 bills.
I did for a little bit, because I mean, obviously it stopped making sense to me a lot sooner than I actually called him out. But there was just one day where I was like, all right, dude, like, what is the deal here? Come on. Like, you're talking to somebody that has, quite a bit of experience in this, and this just doesn't add up. Like, 1 + 1 is not 2 here. 1 + 1 is like negative
I mean,
17
especially
right
after you
now.
say he had supposedly lost 80 pounds. At that point, that should be a very big noticeable change.
Exactly
So it's like,
my point. You know what I mean? So at a certain point, you're just like, dude, I'm tired of this. Like, what
You
is
ever have
up?
clients that just cancel halfway through the month and just disappear, just ghost
All
you
the time.
completely? Bro,
No,
I've
that,
been working with this guy it's got to be at least like a year and a half. I think it might have been longer than that, but like he's flown out here to Arizona. I've trained with him a couple of times. Super cool with him. Like, just he did good in his show. He's done amazingly so far. Great progress. He's referred me a bunch of clients. I've worked with his relatives. Like, he's really fucking cool. And then just the dude I get an email that says payments canceled, and then he just no texts, won't call me back, they won't respond, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I know. You're just like, well, what's going on here? Dude, I have people who literally will sign up on the app. I get them their first program, send them a message, hey, I uploaded your schedule, I uploaded your workouts, I uploaded your food, your check-in is that day, let me know what questions you have. They don't even answer that. That's it. That's the last time I hear from them.
dude, I had
And then
somebody
they'll
pay.
cancel their subscription.
I've had someone pay me for a year. Check in once, never heard from them again. So it's like it happens, bro. It definitely is a part of our, unfortunately, our industry, I guess, like where people are gonna fall off.
Yeah.
It's happened to me where I've had a really close client, almost like how Derek's saying, where they referred people to me, I've hung out with them, worked out, and then they just disappear. Like, what the fuck? Like, unfortunately, it just kind of people are gonna do it at the end of the day what benefits them, and sometimes also life just I don't know makes shit weird for some reason, or something comes up.
I don't know. Interesting. People have interesting approaches to this. So it's like,
Yeah, I just
as a coach, you have to have thick skin.
He's doing really well. Like, I'm kind of like,
I know, right? It pisses you, and not pisses you off, but I do think about shit like that before I go to bed sometimes. You know what I mean?
No,
Like,
it's
I'm not
normal.
you're
We
like,
get invested into it. Of course, we're gonna care
I
to a
feel like a
degree,
little bit
man.
of anxiety. Like, did I do something wrong? Like,
Yeah, dude, of course,
I'm like, no, there's no way. Like, then he didn't check in last weekend, and he hasn't been on the app for like 11 days when he canceled.
Yeah.
But it's like, one, not my responsibility. You're a grown man. Check in. If you need to cancel, whatever, communicate with me.
Mm-hmm.
And two, it's like, I would have noticed this weekend and would have texted him. Because missing one check-in, whatever, missing two check-ins, you're getting a call or a text from me.
Yeah.
Unless you're communicative. But it's just like,
how long did you work with him, you said, prior to this?
Year and a half.
Well, funny enough, I had a kid I worked with for 3 years, trained him, coached him. He had some money issues, coached him for free for like 6 months. And he got to the point where he's like, hey, man, I feel weird. I can't. And I was like, it's okay, no worries. He's like, when I'm ready, I'll come back to you. I'm okay. He came back to me. He quit after a month. He's like, I have money issues again. I'm going to come back. He all of a sudden hired another coach without saying a thing to me. I was just like, what?
I've got some good stories about one client that I had that did decently well. He took a class win, he took an overall in his first show with me, and then he went on to do the USAs, and he took first call outs, did really well. Out of nowhere, leaves, goes to another coach. All these problems ensue. Goes to nationals the next year, and he places 15th.
You're good.
Yeah, I just even that one client I was talking about, the second client that I ever had that did his show, like we were 3 weeks out of the amateur Olympia. He was looking solid. I was pretty happy with everything. I was just like, all right, dude, let's go. I'm paying for my ticket, paying for the travel, paying for the hotel. We'll split everything. Let's do this. I was coaching him for free. I'd paid for some of his stuff before. And then 3 weeks out of the show, he just ghosts me completely. Just like, this is like one of my the client I was working with at the time.
I know who it is.
If you knew who this client was, you were like, okay, this client, this coach, fucking inseparable. I was like, this is my fucking boy. He's doing great. Let's run it. I've been with this guy for years. He was the guy, like the second guy that took second place. Ghosts me out of nowhere. I've talked to probably 10 people that are like friends with him, and nobody has any clue. Nobody has any idea why. Okay. He starts working with this like super famous, like worldwide. He starts working with this like super high level coach. And then he decides to do a show. I think it was last year. I think it was the Arizona Grand Championships or Whitney Jones. Mm-hmm. And my guy Ray goes in, wins the overall. This guy goes and takes last place, or 8th or something, or 9th or 10th or something like that. I just like the audacity to go and speak negatively about a coach, and then hype yourself up as if you're doing better with your new coach, and then just go get absolutely fucking stomped and embarrassed that you can't even post how you place. and you have the balls to keep talking shit.
I'm pretty sure the
I
same thing I
didn't
told
know
you to
that
ask me
I
about.
didn't know that they had third callouts. I didn't know those existed. Like, if I have to sit there and scroll to find your name on a competitor's list, maybe you should focus more on competing, more on like training, rather than talking shit.
Yeah, man, I
I'm
feel you,
here.
dude. I had a guy where I won an overall with, and then literally 2 months later, after we're supposed to get the off season rolling or whatever, he goes and hires a coach that he talked to backstage. So he did the whole coaching, like, oh, I can do this for you, do that for you.
Yeah.
And I don't know what he must have offered him. I think probably just a better deal what he was paying me, or maybe got him all hyped up, got in his head. Because I told the guy, like, we need to take at least a couple years off before you're ready for nationals. I kept it real with him. This other guy told him I think he's ready because he ended up doing a national show like 4 months later. And guess
Yeah.
what? He was like third call. It's like you're saying. It's like, yeah, you probably should have
Stop.
just listened. um, but it is
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah. I mean, best of luck with their careers. Best of luck with their, bodybuilding futures and everything like that. But it's like anytime a client does that and they go and they perform worse with their new coach, it is a testament to how good of a coach you are. Like, if they work with you and they win shows and win classes and win overalls, and they go and they do really well and look really good, and then they go to their new coach and they don't do as well, it's literally just like, yeah, the last coach I worked with was just that much better. So, I mean,
Yeah.
I still have yet to have a competitor leave and do better with another coach. I still have yet to have a single one leave and do better with any coach.
I, funny enough, had one, but this kid, when I was peaking him, he, for some reason, when I was telling him like the measurements of cups of rice, because I
Yeah.
forgot why he wanted cups instead of grams, and I almost never do cups. But for them, and then he was doing it uncooked. Like, what? Why would you think I was having you do so? Like, he ended up spilling over. It was a disaster peak. He looked great leading into it. I didn't find out till like a day later, which I was kind of too late already to really do anything. I probably could have given him Dizat or something, but I didn't want to risk it. He just puffed up. He was holding water, and it just went south from there.
Done. Done.
But his next coach, man,
Yeah,
do better.
Hey, Marcel, your webcam's off, right?
I know. I'm working
He's
on it. I didn't plug it in, so I think it died on me.
Well, at the end of the day, regardless if they have bad blood or they want to like have their little fucking clicky beefs or whatever, I have much bigger shows, much better competitors to focus on. I really don't have time for the immaturity of a couple, grumpy ass dudes. I just don't have time. I just really don't have time for that.
yeah, no, I'm
I wish
same
everybody
here,
the best.
but
Yeah.
same here for me. But if you guys wanna, you know where to find me. I'll say that for me.
Yeah, I'm busy winning shows and being an IFBB pro coach and working with professional body, but I'm just busy doing like, winner stuff that winners do. Like, I don't sit around and talk shit and cry and whine and throw a tantrum. I go and I win, and if I don't win, I do better. Easy as that. And it's like, if you're not focusing on getting better, you're focusing on trying to drag others down. Then
and,
just
and,
reflects your own performance.
and at the end of the day, too, obviously we know there's better coaches levels to this. Don't get me wrong, but you're also probably going to benefit more by sticking with somebody, even if say they're like a solid coach compared to a good coach. But if you stick with them longer, that solid coach is going to learn you a lot faster, and you're going to actually have a better formula. And just because you have someone that's a bigger name or someone that this and that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be more beneficial for you. So always think in
Yeah,
that aspect too. The longer you work with somebody, the more beneficial it's going to be as well.
yeah. I've seen this happen a couple times with these guys. And again, it's like, I'm not speaking negatively about anybody. I mean, I wish no harm. I wish everybody the best. I hope everybody goes pro and gets their pro cards and everything. Like, I really don't care.
You good, Marcel? You figure it out? We got two of you. Oh, there it is. Perfect. You're good. Oh,
Yeah.
It's like a
Yeah.
regular
For
job too, in a
example,
way. You put your notice in. You know what I mean? You don't want to just balance. You want to have that as a connection or
yeah.
resource.
Like, for example, I've worked with Trevor for years and years. I've worked, like, literally worked with Trevor. He's still my assistant coach. He's still on my payroll. He still has clients that work with him under my company. And I think it was like maybe 6 months to a year ago, he just straight up told me he's like switching coaches. Awesome. Okay. Like, I mean,
We
sure.
did it the right way.
Like Loki, like slide me the shit he's telling you in case he's better. Like, if you get fucking huge, you better tell me, bro. So it's like, look, I mean, if you want to go work with us, if you go and like sign with like Matt Jansen or something, like fuck yeah, I'll support that. Let's go, bro. But like low key, like show me what you're doing. Like, let me get a little fucking sneak peek and see what these guys are running. But it's like if you go to another coach, like, hey, good for you. But
I mean, that's another interesting conversation because I feel even if you go hire a big name coach and you're like a less than a freaking overall winner and less than a first call out
you're
national
working with
guy,
a ghost
you're not
coach.
going to
Yeah.
get shit. You're going to get some mediocre like protocol and diet, and they're not going to put effort. I know it sounds shitty. I'm not trying to dog any of these big name guys, but you got to remember they're probably coaching 200, 300, 400 plus people. They only got so much time to actually put attention to their big dogs, the people that they know will bring them more business.
Yeah. I would say 120 clients is the absolute max possible. That is like, I don't think I could take on another 10 people. I think that at this, like, and I'm not stretched thin, but like, goddamn, I am up at later, Marcel.
He'll hop
Yeah.
on, I guess. There he is.
Yeah. So I'm up at like 5 a.m. and I'm blasting out messages on my app. And then I'm, 9 p.m., 10 p.m., 11 p.m. I'm in bed, like sending out the last messages. And then like I've automated messages that go out to send people to tell them to check in. Like I've got, automations in place to help me out here. But it's like if your coach is notorious for working with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people, like just vet them, just to see how you work with them. But at the end of the day, if you're going to switch coaches, just tell the person that you're working with. Like if somebody is like, hey dude, like I'm gonna go work with like Haney Rambot, or I'm gonna go work with Marcel, or I'm gonna work with this dude. Awesome.
Yeah.
Go for it. I wish you the best. Good luck. Just know I'm gonna fucking stomp your ass if we ever get on stage together or you go against one of my clients. But like I hope that you win the next show that you compete in, especially if you compete against me. But I'm going to do everything I can to make sure you lose this next show.
No, just be upfront. It's the nature of the beast. People are going to want change. People are going to want to try new things, different things. Will work with other people.
Yeah, clients come and go.
Yeah, that's the nature of the beast. I'm cool with it. Just be upfront about it, and that's
if
it.
If your coach isn't performing how you want them to perform, you don't have to go out there and like just like talk mad shit about them. Like sometimes, like even the best coaches, I've had issues where it's like sometimes my communication slips a little bit, or I don't give the most attention to every single one of the check-ins that I do. And there are times that I catch myself, and there are times that I don't catch it. But if you need more attention, then just communicate that. And I've had people come to me and say, hey, I don't feel like my coach is giving me enough attention. And the first thing that I say is, have you communicated this with the professional that you're paying to coach you? No. Okay, well, if you have a problem with your meal at a restaurant, do you just sit there and whine about how you don't like it, or do you tell the waitress to go fix it for you? Like, if you're getting a service and you're not satisfied with it, communicate. And if you still can't get the results that are if you're still not satisfied with the results, then just change coaches. If somebody came to me and said like, "Hey, you're not doing a good enough job," I'd be like, "Well, shit, dude. Like, I was completely unaware of that. Thank you for like." I had a call with Ramiko. I think it was at like 9 weeks out, where he's like, "Hey, you're not giving me enough attention, dude. Like, you are not putting in the effort that you need to be for this." He's like, "I don't have this and this and this, and we haven't gone over this and this," and that brought it to my attention. So immediately from that point, I was like, "You're right." He was like, "You're 100% correct." I was like, "We're going to spend tomorrow on the phone. We're going to rebuild your programs." Boom, got him dialed in. But if you're not willing to do that, then you just need to say, hey, I like working with you and everything. I'm just going to pursue different options.
For sure.
You don't have to go out there and say, oh, he's a shitty coach, or oh, he sucks, or oh, this and that. Like, you're an adult. Act like an adult.
Yeah, no, every coach is good at different things as well. Everybody's got their own style. Everybody's going to have good and bad days, whatever. At the end of the day, be a fucking simple human being. Let somebody know And also, if your coach gets super fucking mad at you for if you let your coach know you're moving on in a respectable manner and they get super mad and they start talking shit or whatnot, like,
Unprofessional.
that's just unprofessional. You know what I mean? Like, anybody that's ever told me they're moving on, I go, hey, great, good luck. Let me know if you need anything. That's it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's it.
door's always open if you want to come back. Like, hey,
That's it.
I'll take your money. I'll get you the results again, bro. Okay, hey, go fucking crush it. Like,
all right, you guys want to hit some questions real quick?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right, so this one, what's the best mind? This is my client Andrea. What's the best mindset to have when competing? She's starting her first show prep. To answer that question, relentless. Listen to one person and one person only, and that's your coach. Everybody's gonna want to have an input on something, but listen to your coach, and that's it. Don't let other people deter you from trusting your coach, because everybody and their mother is going to try to do that. They're going to tell you, oh, you should be doing this or you should be doing that. Guess what? They have not coached you for the past year and a half. So make sure you listen to the person that has the most experience with you. And that's going to be your fucking coach. Listen to your coach. Trust your coach. It's going to suck. Enjoy the pain and just rock with it. That's mindset is, I'm a robot. I follow what my coach says. That's the mindset. Robot.
You see this tattoo I have? It says, be a machine. You got to be a machine. I think to add on to that, I think the best piece of advice that I can give any competitor, any competitor out there, is that a 16-week prep is 112 days long. Okay? Prep doesn't start at 6 weeks out. That's not when we get serious and start pushing. Prep doesn't start at 3 weeks out when you realize you're behind. Your prep is not like, let's get better and better and better and better and like, scale the effort up. Your prep is like, at day 112, you're perfect. Training as hard as you can, pushing yourself on the cardio, and having a perfect diet with perfect supplement timing, everything that you need. Day 112, day 111, 110 days out, 109 days out, 108 days out, every day is perfect. You have 112 days that you have to be good. It's not that long. 112 days. At the very, very end of the day, very end of this, your effort is going to be directly reflected how you look on stage, as long as your coach is qualified enough to get you to where you need to be.
Yeah.
You work with me and you don't go on stage and look fucking great, and I've been really pushing you, it's not coaching. It's not a coaching problem. It's not a skill issue on this end. Were you pushing yourself hard enough?
Yep.
On day 109, day 103, day 97, did you have a cheat meal? Did you fuck around? Extra little spoon of peanut butter? Skip your cardio? You cut out, halfway through your workout, you cut out, and you have a little bit too much. You go out to drink one of those nights and, drop a meal to make up for it. Well, it's going to show on stage. So I think the best advice for mindset I can give you is that it's 112 days in a row. You may not regret going out and having a couple of drinks on day 111, but when it's like day 3 and you're like starting to peak and you don't have vascular abs, or like you have a little bit of fat on your butt handles, that's when you're going to regret it.
Yeah.
I have experienced that myself for my second and third shows.
Correct.
As soon as you learn that it's like you have to put in full effort from day one, that's kind of when everything changes. That's the mindset you need. Just get a big fucking calendar. 112.
Check off the boxes.
111. 110.
Hello?
It's not like this is hard. Bodybuilding is not hard. You lift weights, you eat the food, you take the drugs, you do the cardio.
That's it. Yeah.
It's not hard to do.
Well, even though you're
like, there's a reason why, have you ever listened to Nick Walker speak? You don't need to be like the most intelligent person to do this. Eat the food, lift the weights, do the cardio, perform. You don't have to be razor sharp. Okay? It's not that
I don't know where he's going with that. I was like, where's he going?
A lot of these bodybuilders, man, a lot of these guys that I work with, it's kind of
I'm glad you're a bodybuilder because you got nothing else going for you.
I see why you have the profession that you have and why you're pursuing bodybuilding as a full-time thing.
Yeah.
I understand that. But that's okay. Some of us are blessed with being 6'7", going to the NBA. Some of us are blessed with the intelligence and business savvy to go build $1 million business. And some people are blessed with giant fucking biceps. Okay. There's nothing wrong with that.
I don't think
Like Luis. He's all three. Okay. End of the day, it's not hard to do. It's just if you're disciplined enough to do it. You just have to if you have a list of foods to eat, okay? You have meals 1 through 5. Just eat the food. Eat the food on the list, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Here's what you eat for meal 1. Okay, you put that on a plate, you fucking microwave it, and then you eat the goddamn food. You do that for every meal, and then you go to the gym and lift the weights, and you do the cardio, and then you win the show. It's not that hard. It's really not that hard.
Well, Andrea, there you have it. You had the Jesus talk. I didn't even have to do it. Somebody else did it for me. So there you have it. Now you know what you're getting yourself into. Fair enough.
Sometimes I just see Nick Walker coming up and talking, and he seems like a super cool, awesome dude. The way he kind of speaks in some of his videos, he's just got kind of a drawn out.
He was born to be a bodybuilder.
He is a fucking great bodybuilder.
Yes.
He is a great bodybuilder.
All right. Luis, you got anything to add?
I mean, no, just to make it easy, what Marcel said, I've made the mistake of listening to others. So definitely just listen to your coach. Your other people don't see you at 9 a.m. They don't see you at 9 p.m. They don't see you when you're flat. They don't see you. There's a lot of factors to this game, especially the deeper you get into it, the more you could change very dramatically. I could speak that for myself as well. And then how Derek said, just to cap off is take it day by day. Just eat your meals, just do your cardio. You are going to feel shittier the leaner you get, but just keep knocking out your check marks, and it's all going to end one day, and you can be able to binge on, well, hopefully not binge, but you'll be able to eat whatever you want to eat right after the show. So just look at it as a end mark, as a race. You're just gonna have to suck it up for a little bit, and it'll be all good after that.
All right. While prepping a client, what's one of the biggest challenges you've had to deal with? Luis?
I guess the biggest I could think of was someone having kind of it was, I guess, not a medical condition, but something came up that we had to put attention to before, really focusing on him losing weight or whatever. That was a client of mine that had some water retention issues. We ended up finding out he pretty much wasn't drinking enough water. Then I've had other clients that I know have had kind of financial situations that have come up, and that could be a stress.
Okay. Derek?
Individual issue. About a week out from USA's, I got a text message from a client. I can't remember if it was an audio message or a call or whatever, but it was basically hey, bro, what's up? He's like, I accidentally ate an entire loaf of banana bread. I was like, dude, we're 5 days out in the middle of the fucking depletion process. What do you mean you ate a whole loaf? He's like, I ate a whole loaf of banana bread. 5 days out from the show.
Fuck.
Okay, here's what we're going to do. Changed it up. 3 days out. Milos gives his competitors 1,000 grams of carbs in their carb ups. Why am I only getting 200 grams of carbs? Because you already ate 1,000 grams of carbs. Because you already had the banana bread 3 days ago. 2 days out. Hey, coach. What's up, bro? I accidentally ate a bunch of candy 2 days out. God damn it, dude.
Fuck that. At that point, I'm like, hey, take the keys, brother. You peek yourself.
I'm like, oh God. Goes on to win his pro card. Yep. Not just win his pro card.
Did you write down that protocol for next time?
I cried a lot.
Write that shit down. Have him do it next time. I remember that one time you peeked yourself for a show. Do it again.
I'm just like, you ate. What did you eat, bro? What do you mean you eat a whole loaf of banana bread? Like, what do you mean, dog? Like, no.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming though you get something to try to counteract that, like the following day, a bunch of cardio, 0 carbs. And maybe that's why he got away with doing the candy again. Obviously, he was already in shape a week out. Not that you would suggest any of this. But I'm trying to figure out how this even worked out, and I'm sure he
I
said he
have
was
the
already ready.
same copy and paste structure for every single prep. It is the exact 1 week template that I use. I'm talking like cookie fucking cutter. But it starts out 9 days out from the show or 8 days out from the show. And then as soon as I see how day one looks, like the next day with their check-ins and their pictures and stuff, the entire template, like the ripple effect, everything changes from that point. Because it's kind of like, well, I mean, we got to do the water load. We got to pull the water. We got to have the diuretics ready. We got to pull the carbs. We got to deplete. We got to pull the cardio. We got to pull the gear. We got to do this. So it's like, every competitor that's on gear, like every male competitor is going to have more or less like the same structure as to how you do things. But then it's like, okay, no, this guy needs a little bit more water. This guy's going to need diazide. This guy's not going to need diazide. Like his first day where we're doing 3 gallons of water, okay, he pissed it all out and he's drier. It means we need to increase water intake and adjust the amount of sodium he's intaking. So it's like everything goes smoothly, and then it's like, hey, dude, full loaf of banana bread. Okay, so we'll do this much cardio. I'm going to have you take this. We're going to add this amount of sodium. We're going to pull this. This is what you're going to train today. Go. And then we see how he looks the next day. So, I mean, I like to do day-by-day check-ins like 5 days out.
Yeah, you should at that point.
Yeah. But every single competitor, it's the same. What kind of coach is going to admit this? But it's like, what has to be done and the structure that needs to be done. And you just kind of go in and adjust inputs based on like how the rest of their prep is gone.
Yeah.
Because it's like, if I go in and say, oh, we can't start water loading at 8 days out because my other competitors water loaded 8 days out. I'm like, no, like we're going to start water loading at 8 days out.
Yeah.
Like I'm not going to adjust like 90% of this, but like the amount of carbs that you have, the timing you have the carbs, when we pull them, when we add them, the sodium, the different diuretics, the drugs, the cardio, that kind of stuff. So,
True.
But I mean, 8 days out, I have just in my notes, it's like meal by meal by meal by meal by meal, how we're going to run everything. And then it just gets tweaked from there.
Yeah. For me personally, the hardest thing apart from some health issues, but whatever, those are health issues. Like you're going to either pull the plug on prep or you're going to keep going. But a lot of the time, the mental aspect of keeping somebody's head in the game is my biggest struggle. Because a lot of times I just want to fucking shake somebody and be like, just suck it up. Like, stop. You're fine. You know what I mean? That's my first like resort in my brain a lot of the times, and sometimes that slips out. And if that slips out, sometimes people go on a whirlwind of a fucking shit show downfall rather than, talking them through it. Like, hey, I understand how you feel. I understand this because I've been there. So that has been my biggest challenges that I've faced as a coach always is keeping somebody mentally in the game. And
you're a therapist.
That's a tough part for me.
Plans.
What's up?
You're a therapist who writes diet plans. That's how I
Yes. And sometimes it slips out. Like sometimes there's days where like I don't mean to do it, but sometimes you're like you had 3 or 4 of those in a row and you're just like, yo, can you guys just fucking put some big boy pants on and execute? Like fuck. You know what I mean?
I mean, I talk to some of my people like that, to be honest, but I feel I have a tight-knit group that maybe allows me to get away with it. But there's times,
but then
because we're all doing this out of like free will. Because I understand, like I have my enjoyment in the off season. That's what that's for. When we're in prep, that's when you're supposed to buckle down, suffer, do what's necessary. No one has you doing this, and if you decide to sign up for it, it's like I'm gonna try to hold you to that. You know what I mean? I'm gonna remind you what you need to do, what you told me at the beginning of this prep, what your goal was. I'm gonna remind you plenty. You know?
Well, as you guys know by me, like that's the rule I live by right now. Is like how I changed as a competitor is when I realized like nobody's making you do this. I'm doing this for myself. If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it right because I'm taking resources away from my family. Whatever, you guys know the drill. So that gets worse with me because we have to realize that 99% of our clients will not think like us. They don't think like us.
No.
You know what I mean? They don't have that developed yet. And I think as a coach, you need to realize that, okay, chill out, Marcel. This person doesn't think like you do. And you have to approach it from a different angle. And I think there's a few clients that I probably could have had finished preps and stuff like that, where I was just like, all right, bro, like you're mentally done. You're checked out. Let's just fucking pull the plug. I've done that before. You know what I mean? So I think that's my biggest challenge is like sometimes I need to take a deep breath and say, all right, Marcel, this person doesn't think like you. They don't have that developed yet. Try to approach it from a different angle. Try to be their friend. Try to not baby them,
To motivate
but
them.
try to motivate them and try to listen to what their actual issue is.
Yeah.
Yep. There was that. Let's see what else we got. That's a good one. Yeah, let's not do that.
Hey, have you guys been watching? Are you guys like Netflix people at all, or any of the streaming things platforms? Yeah. I was watching this interesting one on Netflix called Rael about this dude that like thought he was like he had met like aliens and he made his own like religion / cult. It's funny, dude. Very interesting.
I just started watching that and I fell asleep.
Yeah, I fell asleep on the last one too. But it's good. It's just a lot of talking. It's a little slow, but it's interesting once it
Yeah.
breaks down the story.
All right, I'm gonna pick one. I'm gonna pick one last good one, and then we're gonna move on because we've been on for a while. Let me see if I can find somebody that John Evans wanted to get rated again. How many times do you want to get rated by us, bud?
We should have invited
Come on.
him. Has anyone thought of asking him? I could ask him. I'm sure he'll
And
hop on.
Ralph. And Ralph.
And Ralph.
All at the same
Bring
time.
Ralph on.
There's a fucking tassel. All right, so here's one that some people have been fucking opening their mouths on for some apparent reason. How young can my kid be to start weight training? And of course, that comes up with because I post Taylor fucking training.
I mean,
all right, so here's the deal. Everybody's like, oh, you're in a circle. She's weight training. She's going to be short. She's going to have back problems. She's going to have this. She's going to be that. First of all, at about 6 or 7 years old is usually, I would say 7. Okay. By 7, at that point, if they're doing movements and they're controlled and they're not lifting tons of weight, there's no reason why they couldn't squat, deadlift. When they're monitored for, a higher amount of reps, there's absolutely no reason why a child shouldn't be able to do that. If you're more concerned about your child lifting weights than you are about your child eating McDonald's, there's a problem there. So as long as your child is responsible enough to know how to act, listen, and be coachable inside of a gym environment, they are old enough.
Nobody's up.
What was that?
Know how to act, listen, and be coachable inside of a gym. Okay, so that's like 10% of adults.
True. But you know what I mean? If you have a child who can't, it's hard for you guys to
shithead, keep them out of the gym.
Yes, there's kids that just can't focus. They can't focus for more than 5 minutes, right? If that's your kid, then that's probably not a good idea to put him in a gym environment.
Yeah.
Get
But
them like
if you are
dumbbells or something.
Yeah, if you're interactive with your kid and they want to lift some weights, fucking lift some weights. They're going to be sore. Fucking Taylor was sore. She was complaining about being sore. Who cares?
You don't think that there's like little 4-year-old and 5-year-old Chinese kids that are not doing like full compound weight training over in China and Russia right now? You don't think that we have like American athletes that start training at 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 years old? Like, yeah, they start training early.
Yeah. So my answer to that is if you think that your kid is responsible enough to go in the gym with you and have a workout, do it. Do it. That's all I have to say. Do it. Don't fucking make sure you teach them things and fix their forms and make sure it's correct and teach them the right habits.
Well, I mean, the reality is kind of what you started with the whole McDonald's thing. Most of our kids could use exercise in their life. Like they need that back in the routine. So what I would say is you want to be cautious with the amount of weight they're using, but that's all you have to make sure you teach the kid properly. Obviously, you wouldn't want because I remember when I first started off, the amount of weights became a thing I was focusing on. But I was already 21 years old, so all you want to make sure is that the child not to have them think that way. Obviously, if they're doing the movements correctly, proper form. They could do everything just again. I wouldn't get to a point where I'm trying to progress them with the actual weight. until maybe they're
Yeah,
like
and like,
a teenager at least, 12,
and
13 minimum.
here's the thing, like this, it's like the same fucking bullshit. Like weight training has a bad rep for some reason that it can make you not grow. You know, it's gonna make you bulky and all this stupid bullshit. Just like fucking eggs were bad fucking 5 years ago. Like you couldn't eat a whole egg, otherwise you're gonna fucking die from a heart attack because of your cholesterol. And all of a sudden, that's all out the fucking window. Um, I think people don't realize how effective resistance training is for multiple facets of being a healthy human being, not just doing cardio. Like there's so many great benefits from resistance training. I'm not telling everybody to go be a power lifter, but go do some resistance training to be healthy. It's good for your connective tissues. It's good for your brain. It's good for your muscle tissue. It's good for your metabolism. It's good for your mental development. It's fucking good in so many facets. Don't overthink it. Go and train. Have fun with it. And then that's it. Like teach your kids the right habits and don't take them to McDonald's every day. You know what I mean?
Hey, we got like 200 views on our first podcast.
Yeah, we had some decent ones on the Spotify too. So
Yeah, don't talk to me. I'm famous, so fucking let's back on my name.
anyway, so yeah, those are the next questions. No one, I'll keep picking good ones. So if you guys have good questions to ask
Yeah.
them, and I will keep them in my inbox. Or I screenshot them, and then we can answer them following. Make sure they're good.
You guys want to hit one more question? Call it.
Yeah, you guys got a question? You guys want me to find one?
Let me see. Oh, well, we left off also on some help in these. Yeah,
You don't know where we left off on?
yeah. So yeah, I'm going through the app, so it's all mixed up together.
There's an app.
Yeah, I did it through the app, the NGL, this one.
The fuck is that?
Well, like you know, something like
Anonymous
anonymous.
Oh, see, I just do it on Instagram. I didn't know that's a real thing.
Well, this is the one that's like a link so they can send it anonymously. Yeah, so
Hmm. All right. Kind of technical, but fuck it. Let's roll with it because she's asked that question multiple times. I'm a busy single mom. I don't usually have enough time in the day to focus on preparing meals, doing cardio weight training, and dealing with all my other motherly responsibilities. If you were to prioritize what I should mostly focus on, what would it be?
sit down and I want you to write out your entire day, every single hour, and I want you to tell me exactly what you do for every single hour of your entire day, 7 days per week. We will find 2 hours in that schedule for you to meal prep.
So yeah, so I guess your answer would be diet. Focus
Go
on
on
that
your
first.
phone right now, go to your settings, go to your screen time, and tell me how much time on Instagram, how much time on Facebook, how
Yeah.
much time on Snapchat, how much time on Chrome, how much time on Safari, how much time on Pinterest.
Yeah.
That's where I would start. Not saying that this person doesn't have time, because I mean, of course, you know, you've got kids and everything. But
Yeah.
like I didn't hear that there
So
was a job in there, so I would say, I mean, just find 2 hours to cook.
yeah. So looking at the question, she was asking what should she prioritize when she doesn't have time for all those?
Time management.
Time management. Oh, that's a good one. Okay. All right. Copy
I would
that.
say that if you, I mean, there's 168 hours in a week, right?
Yeah.
I would say that there's definitely some way that we could probably find you 2 hours where you could set this time aside and meal prep.
Yeah.
I mean, if your kids are old enough that they don't need to take naps, then you could probably put them in some sort of a playpen. I would say if your kids are so young that they need to take naps, then you can prep while they're taking naps. Like, I mean, there are plenty of women out there that have full-time jobs and they also have children. Like one of my
Yeah.
competitors, Angelica, had like very small children that she was, you know, taking care of full time as the custodial parent. And she also had a full-time job and she did a bikini show and she did really well.
Yeah.
It's time management. That's all it comes down to.
For sure.
I'll play the.
I think.
Okay.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Luis. You got it.
I'll say I'll just play a part of just for some. So it's like it is impossible for the time thing to work. I'd say just focus on nutrition, number one. If for some reason, say she has like 4 kids now and she's a single mom,
Yeah.
Lisa, there's a manageable to figure it out. Time. Just focus on nutrition.
Yeah.
You can't meal prep, make it easy on yourself. Have like the handy protein shakes, Greek yogurt, fruit,
Yeah.
things like that. Like keep that handy stuff around.
So, and I'm gonna give a third answer. So we're all different here because I think they're all correct answers. The last one would be chill the fuck out, take a deep breath, control what you can control, right? You can't control if your kid gets sick and you have to skip your workout because you have to go pick him up from school. You can't control that. Chill out. You live to fight another day. Okay. So control what you can control. What are the things that you can always, 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 always control? One being prepared, right? So prepare your meals in advance. Okay. Cook them, freeze them. Guess what? All you have to do is take it out of the freezer. Always keep some extra food ready to go just in case something happens and you can't cook that day, if that makes sense. That's what we do. We have to always have something extra that's cooked, just frozen. So all you do is microwave it and it's good to go. Second, diet. That's something you can always control. Always. You can when somebody says that they can't stick to their diet, that's bullshit. Because that is something that you can always control. Nobody's sticking food into your mouth. You're the one that's putting the food into your mouth,
Don't
right?
put food in your mouth because someone might be sticking something in your mouth.
I don't judge. Whatever floats your boat, okay? But
And you
as
got
far as your nutrition value, okay, you control that. Okay, so there's no reason, even if you run out of food, that you can't make a healthy, viable option or skip a meal and then just continue on whenever you get home. You'll be okay. I promise you, you will be just fucking fine. Don't make it a habit, but guess what? If you starve for 3-4 hours, you're going to be okay. I'm sorry to break it to you. You're going to be just fucking fine. Okay, so that is
yeah,
something you can control. Everything else, take it as it goes. Take it day by day. Make an effort to hit those things. But if you can't, you can't. Chill the fuck out. You're fine. Okay?
I
Deep
think
breath and
um,
control what you can.
I think one thing that would probably help out here is like I like to use the analogy gun to your head, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I held a gun to your head, you think you could find time to get those meals prepped and get everything done in a week? Like if I sat there and I said, you miss one of these meals, I'm going to pull this trigger. You're probably going to get all the meals in, right? Right? Right?
Probably. I would
Probably,
hope
yeah.
so.
So, like,
Unless
I had
they're
somebody ask me this once. I was like, dude, I'm struggling with clients. Like, I can't break this, like, revenue barrier. Like, what do I do here? And he's like, if I held a gun to your head for the next week, could you go sign up 10 clients? And I was like, well, man, I was like, yeah, if you held a gun to my head, I could probably get it done. He's like, yes or no? And I'm like, he's like, I'm going to kill you if you don't get 10 clients. Can you get 10 clients? Yeah, I can get 10 clients. He's like, okay, so why the fuck do I need to hold a gun to your head if you know that you can get this done? That kind of like changed things for me because it's like, gun to your head, could you get it done? Yeah, I could get it done. So what's the excuse?
prioritize.
Yeah, it's time management priorities. I mean, there's very few situations that I've seen where somebody actually does not have the time
Right.
to meal prep. And even then, like I've had people up at 2 a.m. to do fasted cardio. 2 a.m. to go get their fasted cardio done because they have kids and a job and responsibilities and a family and all this.
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny because sometimes, like, I have clients where it'll slip out where they're like, yeah, well, I was doing my cardio at like 1:30 or some stupid shit. And I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. Reverse. What the fuck did you just say? Oh, because, I have this and I have that and I only sleep 3 hours. And they've never complained about this to me before. And you're just like, okay, so I'm going to have the opposite talk with you that I have with a lot of people. You need to chill the fuck out.
No,
All
no.
right. Let's see if we can rearrange your schedule a bit or even pull back on some stuff because that can't be good for you. So there's two different, I don't know. That's just there. It's funny how there's just two different fucking human beings
Yeah.
that like,
There are some clients that I've had to pull back from their
yeah,
intensity.
you're like, what the fuck are you doing? What you doing? What? I wouldn't do that. Stop.
Like, no, you don't need to do a cleanse. You don't need to
Yeah.
skip. You don't need to skip eating today. You don't need to pull more carbs.
Yeah.
Like you're paying me to tell you what to do.
Yeah.
Like if you could do this on your own, you wouldn't need to pay me to do it, and you wouldn't have hired me. But you can't do this on your own, and you are paying me to do this for you. So if you want to do this on your own and pay me, awesome. But let me know, because I'm going to drop my effort to zero while you flounder around and spend $300 to $400 a month. It's kind of like, just like, I know how to do this. Like, I know more than you when it comes to this. Don't try to do it on your own without consulting me. It's like, don't pull meals, don't pull carbs, don't make adjustments, don't change things, don't go through cleanses, don't do extra cardio, don't wear a sauna suit. Like, if you want to do that stuff, awesome. And if we can integrate it, I will absolutely integrate it if it's going to benefit you. But bring it to me first. Tell me that you want to wear a sauna suit and go do cardio inside of a sauna for 2 hours, fasted, with no water. Like, please bring that up to me so we can discuss why that's a terrible idea. Like, let's discuss why a 48-hour water fast while you do 4 deadlifting sessions is probably not going to be beneficial for you in adding muscle. Like, let's start there.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with all that. So, last but not least, gun to your head. Favorite show of all time. You can't do a sentence. Gun to your head.
Better Call Saul. What do you mean you can't do a sentence?
Like you can't just be like, well, I think it's this, but I also like that. Gun to your head.
Best, greatest TV show of all time, hands down.
It's great. Love it.
Yeah.
Luis.
Friends.
Ah! I like it. Breaking Bad.
Have you? I'm assuming you've seen Better Call Saul.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
I haven't seen that one, Better Call Saul. No, I've seen Breaking Bad.
Watch it, bro. Watch it when you're doing cardio, dude. Oh, you don't do cardio. Never mind. You fucking take 7 years to watch it.
I
Next time
started with Better Call Saul, and then I watched Breaking Bad.
Did you guys ever watch that superhero show that's like kind of like gone dark, gone rogue, the one on Prime? I can't think of the name. It's
The
like,
Boys?
No.
Yeah, yes. You
Yeah,
seen it?
fuck yeah.
It's
I love
awesome.
Homelander, bro.
Did the new season come out already? Or is it about to?
But it should be coming out soon,
Okay.
but the show's fucking sick.
It is. It's badass.
Yeah.
Marcel, you haven't seen it yet? You have to watch it. The Boys.
No.
It's like an evil
You
Superman.
heard the audio, though.
Huh?
Where he's like, in those TikToks and Reels, where he's like, I'm better. I'm better. I'm just better. Like, oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
It's
I just finished watching The Tourist on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking good one.
It's
Watch
a
it.
show or a movie?
Yeah, it's a nice little fucking twister.
Okay.
Did you guys see the movie Saltburn on?
Started it, fell asleep, didn't finish it yet.
It's fucked up though. I haven't.
It's got some scenes in there where it's like unnecessarily gross in terms of the sexuality. The acting is incredible. The movie it's pretty good. It's like, I'd say probably like a 7.5, 8 out of 10. There's just some scenes that are just unnecessarily added for the shock value. And it's like they don't really have any sort of like interaction on the movie, nor sort of input. It doesn't change the course of things. Could have just cut the scene out. But it's like you can tell the director added these scenes just so people would talk about the movie, and I think that to me reduces the quality of the film.
I'm gonna finish it today. I'll let you know how that went.
Where is that on? Is it on Prime as well?
Netflix.
Saltburn?
I think it's on.
Oh, it's on Prime. It's on Prime. You are right. It's on Amazon Prime. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna have to watch that. I heard that was pretty gross, but yeah.
Have you guys seen Reacher?
No.
Fuck, it's so good. Neither season.
I know what that is.
Thad
Really?
Castle, baby. That's all I know the show for. Thad fucking Castle, Blue Mountain State. Let's go.
Blue Mountain State.
Blue Mountain State, baby.
That was a good one too.
That was a good one. You know, you guys gotta watch it on Prime, Amazon Prime. Reacher, first and second season, bro. It's phenomenal. You guys should definitely get on that. Watch that. Anyway, anything else to add?
I guess not. No, I can't think of anything.
Heidi's doing to Arnold. He's in the States.
Huh? Oh,
yeah.
Heidi?
Heidi's doing to Arnold.
Yeah.
In the States.
I guess
he's in the
we'll have to
States.
make sure we do one more prediction like a week out, and then we're still gonna do the like watch it.
The live. Yeah. We're gonna do it live. Well, I don't know if Derek will be able to. Will you be able to, Derek? Probably not, right?
No, I'm gonna be coaching.
I'm fucking with you.
He can hop in from the crowd. It's all right.
Yeah, dude. Join live in the app and fucking show us behind the scenes shit.
I could.
Yeah, that will do it. That will
We're
do it.
VIPs. They're paying for our hotel room. They paid for Ramiko's flight. They gave us daily per diem for food. They gave us $100 in travel credits. They have a special chef set up. So if you need meal prep food, the chef will cook it specific. There's like chicken breast, sirloin, all these like a special menu for the athletes. You can get delivered room service anytime. Anything you want from this menu. It's all clean foods.
Wow, that's awesome.
We're VIPs, bro. Like, I don't know if you know this, but like I'm coaching the show, and Matt Jansen just couldn't pull it off to be up there with me this year. I'm going to be missing my boy Matt. If I ever become world famous and like Nick Walker and Matt Jansen watch this episode, I'm so fucked, bro. Like, let's make sure we mark this one as one of the episodes we delete if one of us like goes up there.
Just add him to the list of Derek's enemies.
Yeah, sure. The shit list, bro. It's lengthy.
Yeah. Anyway, we're gonna sign out. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Ask questions. Don't be a douchebag.
Yeah,
Or be a douchebag. I don't know. I can't tell you what to do. And yeah, we'll check in with you guys in a few days. I know we're gonna be doing these more often. We're gonna stay consistent. And yeah, let us know what you guys want to see or what you want us to talk about. And that's it.
Yes, sir.
That's all she wrote.
Yep.
All right. Peace.
Peace.